Welcome to Trump Laboratories! What do we got here? Well, I'm a big Midrange Paladin fan. The big overall goal of this deck, though, is to play the Lightforged Carriel card, and then just get value out of Blessing of Queens, and also just survive against aggro. It may look like it's lacking a win condition, but Carriel, I think, will get there. I'm relying on a strong woman to carry me. The Madman! Druid is scary. I took out a number of cards that I was on the fence on to counter the Druid, but with the flexibility of Discover, perhaps I can discover the answer instead.
May the light grant you peace.
And we got a pretty good just basic start. The Mooncatcher into the Savior. Getting the Mooncatcher. Classic. I wonder if I want to push the button. The 1/3 isn't that important right now. I don't necessarily know what holy spell I want, though I'm mostly sure. It could just be like a classic mid-range paladin. Hit the button. The Battle of Vicar isn't really tempo. It's not like the holy spell I would discover would be used to win the game or anything. The nice thing about having it in my hand is that when I buff my hand with Bannerman, it actually becomes more threatening. So I think next turn I'll have 5 mana. I mean the turn after next turn. And then I'll play the Bannerman, and then I'll coin out the big Mooncatcher, which could actually be a big deal against the Druid here. Or I could coin out the Bannerman. No, I can't. Not until after. We want to get the extra guy. Oh, Carriel on the bottom of the deck. Well, that's kind of good to know. We can dredge her up to the top with Leviathan. We found her. So I want to play Bannerman coin that. So I should hit the button this turn. It's kind of nice to know that the Leviathan will get me Carriel. Dredge is such a cool mechanic. Just doing mid-rangey stuff. Solid, solid. Cute little mini combo. It's kind of scary. Druid doesn't have very many answers to that. It's odd, which is awkward for the whelps. So next turn I will get Carriel. Or I'll get Mooncatcher. Maybe Mooncatcher is the way to play this one. Yeah, this game I'll play the aggro, so to say. Play the 3 plus the 3. 7 up the other one. Yeah, the cool thing about midrange is this is this can be played as control, but sometimes you draw aggro. It's very mid-range because of that. Could go either way. Hey, that's Scorpion. I think the Bannerman is not a card that I actively want in the deck. They're better. It's a good kind of filler, sort of. This is the type of deck that doesn't seem unfair. It's just solid, and solid is often good. Probably the most unfair thing about this deck is if that is Naga Mage. I actually have experience of losing with Naga Mage to Paladin because they play Carriel and then they win. Stupid Carriel. That's going. Oh, mech. Okay. And that's often going to be the thing, like, that's the unfair thing about this deck. You play Cariel and often you win.
May the light grant you peace.
From that sense, it's a control deck. But sometimes you get the mid-range draw, then, well, this is a control hand. Sometimes you get the aggro hand. Sometimes you get, you know, there's a lot of different ways to play it. We definitely need to kill the shark, but it's pretty expensive. And I can do it. Wait, I didn't need coin. Or did I? I could have Holy Maki rolled myself first. Missed 2 damage. Should have started with Holy Maki roll, yes. That wasn't very obvious though. Okay, we got a good old Mooncatcher Savior turn. I think it's kind of a cool idea to, you know, not go full mech and just play these 2 mech, which are clearly really strong mech cards. It's good old classic Midrange Paladin. There's nothing inherently super OP about this deck. There's just a lot of solidness, which I'm quite familiar with. It's like, we're the pace car. And there's all sorts of like small mini OP stuff. I think the power equality is a little bit premature. Play Savior, I guess. Next turn draw Scorpion, but I don't want to draw Scorpion. Let's hit the button. Could Flash of Light, but the spell is kind of useful. And the spell isn't that useful. I plan the Pyro and Equality together. I guess drawing a card could be good here. I'll draw last. That's fine. Something else. This was good. Just have minions. Minions fight minions.
I could have sworn it went back together.
Oh, I win! Mostly.
Our hardships only strengthen our resilience. Remember the
This goes a long way towards winning.
Error. Hot bucket. Who here can spell jnZaneHD? Anybody?
Okay.
pick me.
Righteous.
Remember
Nice. Okay, so I can tax to finish off with Cariel. But easier if this just gets buffed. Then I wouldn't need to tax at all. That's fine.
For the Alliance and my family. I fight.
I'm really reluctant to pyro equality because the pyro is big. I think I just need to play the pyro out there for tempo. In fact, if I set the save, they're running out of cards, so I just play the pyro, play the guard, buff the savior, something, 2, 5, 7, 9. Get this out of my hand. And then get that to be a 50-50. Actually, this one, because that one's better to buff. Cool, we're so mid-rangey. Isn't that cool? Not trying to do anything like super unfair, just playing a legit straight up paladin game.
Well played.
Everything is a little unfair, but nothing is blatantly unfair. But our tools can beat the unfairness.
I must protect the Fire Lord.
I'm almost tempted to keep that card. Nah, it's not good enough. Okay, Cariel. Could just play the Savior. Would rather use it on the super good card, but I think I'll tempo this out here. But I have Cariel, so Cariel buffing the Savior is so good. I'll wait it out. I'll wait it out. If I didn't have the Cariel, I would play the Savior. But there's just enough greed in me to not play the Savior here. Oh, rewarded for my greed. Now we can find the treasure.
Initializing descent.
Like I said, there's nothing OP about the deck, but 3 mana, 2/6/4s with Divine Shield is pretty good. And yet, I'm not public enemy #1, so I get to slide under the radar. I get to get away with saying, yeah, 3 mana, 2/6/4s with Divine Shield. That's not too bad, right? Nothing wrong with that. Good, clean fairness. Very fair. And it's like, oh, I double my health with the 5 armor. I'm at 70. That's fine.
Who here can spell jnZaneHD? Anybody?
Conviction is super good if I hit the 1 and the 2 and 5 here. Even buffing the man isn't that bad. Alright, conviction.
Pick me! Pick me!
Nice. It was like 60% good, 40% quite good, 20% okay, 40% womp womp. Get to our Cariel. Not bad, not bad. Not actually sure I go Cariel this turn. Guess I do.
Hardships only strengthen our resilience.
Need to get this button pressing going.
reflect in the moonwell. You gotta be scrappy with scraps. You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
I guess I'm looking for tax or pyro, perhaps? Quality can get rid of both of them, I suppose, but I'd want to get rid of the other thing. The holy spell could be consecration. I would have enough mana for that. Tax is not holy, though.
Is here. With every step, the light guides you. I'm running out of time. All are equal under the light. Remember the Father.
Just resting my eyes. Just resting my eyes.
Da-da-da-da. I guess I want to play this card first. Yes.
Really? It's not too heavy.
That's a really good choice against that Druid. That's why the Discovers are here. So that I can choose really specific cards against Druid without having to include Righteous Defense in the actual deck.
I'm the Brood Mother. Don't you ever forget.
Remember the fallen.
The nice thing about this deck is you can just chill. There is no rush. Oh, I can actually do that. Can't. No, it's immune. Interesting. I didn't know it couldn't target this. A flesh wound.
What?
This must be the way. From your passion shall rise light.
Okay. Small preview.
That rope's burning again.
Cute little Ibis there. Believe I do not want to buff Cariel Rome more. So we play her before playing the other.
Remember the fallen. For the Alliance and my family,
Press button, flash of light after.
I fight.
May the light grant you peace.
From your passion shall rise light.
If only I could land it. Oh, I can land it. Oh. Okay. Well. Well. I'm thinking about for a moment if I... Yeah, I am. Buffing this is and then playing it is still pretty good.
Running out of time.
He's at too much health for me to like actually smite kill. Still, interestingly enough.
Only one card left.
It's only 33 damage from hand.
Hey, where'd my deck go? My greatest creation, the treasure hoard.
We're at like 60 during the Kazakusan phase. This is fine. I did trade the tax when I actually have the equality in my hand. Perhaps I need to not trade it, but...
That rope's burning again.
I do believe I do want to like actually get the Mooncatcher to be buffed as well.
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
Probably worth the equality. Definitely do regret cycling that. Gotta have the discipline to not trade city tax sometimes. Okay, there's a good chance I draw into the thing though. The Grace, like, actually does probably cost 0 someday, but that's not really important. I think I'm going for the city tax draw. Or the pyro draw.
All are equal under the light.
I don't get to hit the button this turn, but it was a tough turn. The treasures you don't tend to need to use the equality for because they're not huge things.
The Queen's trove is forbidden. The Queen's trove is
With every
forbidden.
step, the light guides you.
Tis just a scratch. Unless you do it again. Oh no. Okay. To some extent, the Druid is also a benchmark fair deck. I'm using quotation marks here, because that did look very unfair, but...
May the light grant you peace.
It's basically the same as this deck. There's no, like, blatant synergy. It runs generally good cards. And the generally good cards happen to be really good, and you happen to have 20 mana.
Really? It's not too heavy.
Let me show you how it's done. Silly mech deck. I did try out the radar detector,
Too heavy.
and it didn't fit the control. Of course.
Who here can spell jnZaneHD? Anybody?
Let the dead rest.
I've got this.
Ooh. But so slow, and you're playing a slow mech deck. Can this work?
Initializing descent.
Was going for the luck. I like it.
With every step, the light guides you.
How much mana have I spent on Holy Spell so far? I think the answer is 0. But if I'm thinking about playing Kings, then Grace is better.
Initializing descent.
To battle!
For the Alliance and my family. I fight.
Let the dead rest.
The dream of somehow I get a silence. There's no way that Paladins can't silence. Or can they? We'll figure out some way to get you back, school teacher. Some way. Oh wow. I can equality carriel. That's awesome.
To battle!
Any questions?
That is so awesome. Wait. Yes, that's fine. I was like, oh crap, I didn't need to sacrifice the guys. No, I did need to.
Our hardships only
Good combo.
our resilience.
So this is the best card to buff, but I think I would like to have various buff, so I'll have the chance to buff the Vicar. And I would take that.
With every
Eh?
step, the light guides
The clock begins.
Remember the fallen.
So I just need to get this guy up to what, 34 to win? One dredge, that's fine.
Remember the fallen.
Yes, pristine. Wah. Why are you greedy enough to run any? That's so greedy. So much greed. Okay, they are at 15, so all I need is 30 damage.
I'm running out of time.
Maki roll is enough to kill this. I don't need equality. That seems like a good way to do it.
Like to play with fire?
Actually, 6 Maki roll would be enough.
Remember the fallen. I'm running out of time.
Okay, I think I managed to squeeze out a hero power with the bonk. So at this point, we're basically mirror decks, but 7, 6.
Pick me! Pick me!
How many qualities has the opponent cast? I think very few. 0. But that definitely exists in their deck.
I'm running out of time.
So my goal is to not lose too much to equality. I don't want that buffed, basically.
Anybody?
Remember the fallen.
I gotta not trade my taxes, even though it's very tempting to. Interesting. He's playing those, implying that he has Smite, where he's like getting rid of his cards in preparation to smite. To smite me down. Decent enough city tax.
It's my turn.
Any questions?
The Queen's Trove is forbidden. Do you like to play with fire?
All are equal under the light.
I think I didn't quite realize how similar our decks were. It's similar, but different.
I must concede.
Weird moment to concede.